We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, breaking out of this resistance here of 397 and trying to bring itself back up towards 400. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot sent out a bull indicator at 10:10 a.m. And from that moment forward, the inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within hours, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY going up higher and pushing up into a big day tomorrow. We have data points to talk about and what's going on here in the chart as it's done a complete transition from the dip to the rip again. But before we break it all down, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities that were mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity over the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the first home run of the day was from our Apple bot. Our Apple bot sent out a bull indicator at 10:10 a.m. And from that moment forward, the inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within hours, guys. Our second home run, we caught this one in the pre-market, slightly pulling back and consolidating. PALI. We caught Pally here sitting sideways, going into the bell. The inflow stayed above the midpoint, full strength there on 42 vision, and it hit a highest point of 150% plus within minutes, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And we look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY and the data points that I was talking about earlier in the video. You see them popping up here on the screen, and some of the main ones that stand out to me are the consumer sentiment. We also have initial claims and continuing claims to watch. And then the FOMC meeting, guys. They have an FOMC minutes tomorrow in the second half of the day. This is going to be critical to either make or break this rally here. We need to talk about what's going on here within the charts with our 42 vision indicators and the bull and bear indicators and the inflow versus outflow, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge and clarity within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bull indicator on the 30-minute today in the pre-market. On top of that, the inflows picked back up. I stated in yesterday's video, this is a very close one. And if these inflows started to pull away from the midpoint and we got a bull indicator that canceled out this bear indicator, it could try to bring itself back up. And the resistance was 397. And if you look at it here in the chart, that's where it slowed down, found support, and pushed itself back up to 398, 399. And I stated above that is 400, and here we are trying to reach it, and a second time that we're in a rip area based off 42 vision. If it's your first time coming across the channel, white with red borders is what we call the dip area, and bright green bars is extreme strength is what we call the rip area, right? And the bull and bear indicators are there as extra layers of confirmation, as well as the crossovers into the inflows and the crossovers into the outflows when things are pulling back, right? We had not seen a dip area since way back here on November 9th. This was the first time that we see one, and it did a complete transition upwards, and we just recently saw from November 15th all the way to the 17th, a complete transition to the downside, right? From the rip to the dip. And here we are completing a full transition to the upside. Now, does this guarantee that it's going to slow down here? No, it could continue going up higher. I mean, look what happened here. It had 2 days back to back of rip area, right? Of bright green bars. But we have a few things to watch here. And it's not just the 30-minute, not just the 15-minute within the volatility, but we need to look at the 1 hour here. So the 1 hour has been holding itself up. It was in a really close call to go ahead and cross to the downside. If that crossed lower, things were going to get moving to the downside pretty quickly. But no bear indicator had popped up, even though a bull indicator popped up here at 394. Very choppy back and forth, but that seemed to be a support area. And once these inflows picked up and they stayed above this whole time, and started to pull away from it, from that midpoint, it started to reflect into the chart and it broke out of the resistance of 397. Now, above these levels is 403, and I've stated if that gets broken through, the next level is 405. It has rejected it. That was a key resistance level on the way up here. Talked about it multiple times, not just 400, but 403 was a key level to watch in between 400 and 405. Rejected back up here on these dates, and then since then it's been fighting to bring itself back up and find support. And here we are, another full transition on the 1 hour. So this means that we need to watch this very carefully. This is my opinion, my perspective, not financial advice. If this slows down with these outflows switching from green to red, but the fact that it hasn't reached the midpoint or crossed to the downside, it's not going to make a huge impact, right? You could see when those outflows start to begin, even though it's above the midpoint, it's a hidden divergence going on. And until it finally crossed right there with strength, that's when things started to fall. So it's something important to keep in mind that in the bigger picture, there could be a hidden divergence forming if outflows begin here in these levels. We've done a full transition on 42 Asian. We have a bull indicator and it's pulling away from it, and it's going to be important to break above 400 and most importantly 403. Now, on the 15-minute, full strength here on these inflows. This is going to be critical under a bull indicator here since yesterday at 394, and these inflows stayed above and pulled away to the upside. And you can see the full strength all day. Now, on the 30-minute, when we come to take a look at it here, you could see that on the 30-minute, the bull indicator popped up in the pre-market and inflows have been strong, guys. This is going to be critical for this to actually continue with strength, because right now, the inflows are at the highest point that we've seen since way back here on November 11th when it was at 4.2, and it's currently at 3.8. And the highest it's been since that last run on November 10th with that bull indicator in full strength. That was a really strong day to the upside. The inflows hit all the way up to 15.4. Could they do that again? No, it's not guaranteed, but something to watch. And we're not that far from the strength that was here on the 11th that brought it back up from 394 to 399 at around 4.8, 4.3 area, right? Within that range of inflows. And right now, the inflows are at 3.83. I'm going to be watching this very closely tomorrow. If the 15-minute also loses traction here and continues to get closer to the midpoint, that could start to reflect pretty quickly into the 30-minute. And how does it react if it pulls itself back up or goes towards the midpoint and crosses it? That's going to be pivotal for tomorrow. Now, here we are with some key points to talk about. I've talked about the resistance multiple times, right? 400, 403, and then comes 405. That is critical. If 405 gets broken through, the next level everyone's watching is 410. Now, to the downside, the first support that I'm watching here is right down here at 397.30 cents, 397.50 cents if you want to round it up. But that's a critical level there. And then below that, I'm watching down here towards 395 and how these inflow versus outflows are going to react, and how the 1 hour is going to be looking as well, because right now it's in a straight shot up And based off the history of the chart, we're at the highest level since the pullback here on November 11th of about 5.01. And the second highest was on the 14th of about 3.4 on inflows. And the highest it reached in that run was up here at 15.8. Again, not guaranteed to reach those levels, but something to watch, and it still has room to go even higher. And the highest point before the 15 here was back here on 7.3 of inflows on the 1 hour. If they slow down though, it can quickly start to reflect into the chart. And on the 30-minute, I'm going to be watching if it can hold its strength, or is it going to pull down towards the midpoint, and does it find support above it, or will it cross it? I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.